Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. I was like, why isn't it not going forward when I press A on my Joy-Con? Yeah, we'll be talking more about Chez Paris and the other things we got up to it. Now, I made the mistake, I think, last time, or when I was talking about the Spain trip, of talking about every little thing for every single day. I mean, eventually, I'd never actually finished talking about the important things on holiday, because it just sort of slowly fizzled out. So, you know, I was, for a second, I was like, am I going to spend this entire time talking about beef tartare? Am I going to talk about these Lego seats which are in the subway? No, I don't think so. I will say the beef tartare was pretty good. I had it before, but a friend had it. And, well, we'll get onto it for a little bit. Good evening, everyone. And Fawnhallow, it's 9:44 p.m. on Saturday, October 26, 2024. Oh, by the way, completely forgot to publish the Okami episode. I had it recorded, uploaded, I just forgot to set the details for it, so that's why it's coming out in about 15 minutes from now instead of when it normally comes out. Whoops. That's right, no one watches the Okami videos anyway. But yes, so... if you didn't know, I went to Paris a couple of days ago, and we're working our way down the list of things I did as Animal Crossing topics. Had a D&D session today. It was another very combat-heavy focused one. Went pretty well, to be honest. The party's pretty strong, I would say. This one, instead of it being an extremely difficult fight, I wanted it to be more like a management resource fight, which they might not have known was a management resource, because I'm going to fully self-admit here, tend to not put as much combat into these D&D campaigns, which is kind of more of a consequence where I feel like I want combat there to be there for a good reason, and it's kind of hard to put combat in all the time, at least in the world I made, which is definitely like my own fault, I suppose. But I think it's a sort of thing where combat will be ramping up throughout the campaign, to be honest. But it's because I'm just like, I've got equal pillars of exploration, puzzle solving, social, and combat. So I guess combat's just meant to be like a quarter of it. I guess that's not too bad. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this campaign, this party did pretty well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. They honestly did not seem particularly fazed by the combat. But to be fair, I also like I'm trying to judge how strong I've made them, because like the people in the campaign, they're much stronger than the average person, I think, in a D&D campaign of their level. Because I like to give out like stronger personalized magical items, which is like, yeah, this feels like good to use, hopefully. But yeah, anyway, we're not going to talk about that. It was just like it was a pretty solid, I think, combat campaign, combat session. very, very different to the other one, which I'm not sure if I brought up or not, but there was not a team kill, there was a character death in the other campaign, so I don't mean that like as lightly as I do, but anywho, they'll see what happens with that whenever it does. But yeah, there's I was going to talk about like beef tartare. A friend had it for the first time when we were in France. Is there a French food? I don't actually know. Let's see. Tartare. It is a French dish. Okay. For a second, I was like, I'm pretty sure it is, but I wanted to make sure. He had it for the first time. I've had beef tartare before, multiple times. I actually quite like it, but I think it's a lot for a full meal. But last time I had it, I think, was in Spain, where I had it as like a starter. But I also had the scallops. That was pretty good. Yeah. And then we went on a subway ride to a place, and it turns out that in Paris right now they have a load of Lego adverts, so all their seats, I don't know if it's actually their seats just normally look like that or they're Lego themed, but like I looked at them and I was like, oh, are these Lego themed? But that might just be because they were yellow. The main thing is we went to go see the World's League of Legends Quarterfinals, because if you don't know, the World's League of Legends World's League of Legends 2024 is happening across Europe. The quarterfinals I believe are happening in Paris, or happened in Paris. The semi-finals in Berlin, and then the finals in London. You might be like, oh, why did you go watch a quarterfinals one instead of watching a finals in London? And the answer is, couldn't get tickets for the London one. Tried, but didn't. Well, actually, I think I actually ended up forgetting about them, so I didn't queue up for them. But the quarterfinal ones, I think I was the one who ended up buying them. I don't remember how I remembered this time. Maybe my friends reminded me like a little bit just before. But I'm glad we got to go see it. There were some exciting matches, I think. Were the most exciting? I think the peak matches would have ended up being FlyQuest versus Gen G, unexpectedly being as good as it was apparently. But what we watched, we watched. Juan. It's not Juanha. I think I keep calling them Juanha, but they're not called Juanha. Hanwha Life Esports versus Billy. Is that right? I don't remember. Is it Billy? I can't remember. Anyway, we watched that. Yeah, I think it was Billy Gaming. And it felt intense. Like, I haven't watched competitive. Like, the only competitive league matches I watch each year are the World's Finals because I'm like, oh, pretty hype. And the DRX ones will, I think, forever live in my memory of being so intensely hype. But yeah, we went there. Like, I mean, I'll talk about my experience there. It was actually like surprisingly good for an event, to be honest. Not like sorry, hold on. Like that sounds misleading. What I mean is like the logistics of it ended up being a lot better than expected because we've been to a lot of big events before. You know, Taylor Swift, like other concerts here and there. And one of the major annoyances I think is obviously a major logistical problems, I think, when you organise a big event is the just flood of people who come in. Like, people trickle in slowly throughout the day. Like, some people will come hours early, some people will turn up like a few minutes before. But the thing is, everyone leaves within like the same time period, and it absolutely floods like the public transport systems. It becomes like impossible to leave. But I would say in this time, maybe because the quarterfinals is obviously not as big as Taylor Swift's like Eras tour or whatever. But there was still like quite a lot of people there, to be honest. It was actually completely fine leaving via Paris Metro. We just sort of like left. To be fair, we left a bit early. Maybe that's why, because obviously the interviews were in French and we're like, we don't know French. So we left a bit early, and I guess we could maybe beat the rush that way. But it was, yeah, like a positive experience of actually leaving the event, the concert, the thing, which is normally a little bit more of a nuisance than you might expect. Anywho, what was I going to say about this? Yeah, we turned up, we had a nice meal beforehand, we picked up some merch. Well, at least they were selling merch beforehand, and you know me, I love my merch, especially when we were selling so many plushies. So I ended up buying 3 different plushies. I bought an Elder Dragon from League of Legends, which is basically one of the boss monsters you can fight, and it's very cute. Then I bought 2 arcane related ones. One of them being Eaxolotl, which I think appears at some point. Excuse me, just sneezing. Yeah, I bought an axolotl which has like crystals on. I don't know. It's called plushies d'arcane. And then I also bought the rabbit, which apparently appears in Riot Arcane, which I honestly don't remember it appearing, but like I told someone about it and they're a big fan, and they were like, oh yeah, that appears, and I was like, what? I don't recall it at all. Apparently it appears in season 1 at some point, and I don't know, I'm trying to find videos, but people are just Riot Arcane Rabbit season 1, does it appear? Oh yeah, it does appear in episode 9. There you go. Okay, fair enough. I honestly completely forgot about it. But yeah, those are the 3 things I bought. I bought the Elder Dragon. I don't even know what this axolotl thing is. Maybe, hold on. Riot Arcane Dragon? Maybe like... Oh, Rio. Yeah, I don't know who Rio is. Oh, Rio is a thing where Singed was trying to treat it. And like, they had like a small thing with Victor. It's been a long time since I've seen Riot Arcane. I don't remember all the details. If you haven't seen it, it's very good. You should definitely watch it. But yeah, so I bought that. I bought the Violet Rabbit. What is it called in French? Peluche Lapin de Jinx Arcane. D'Arcane. I don't know if I said that word right or not. I apologise. Don't speak French very well. So yeah, I mean, they're a nice plushies. They're actually still sitting on my piano, currently covered in plastic, because like the day I came back was like super late, and I was like, I was going to sort this out later, and I've not sorted it out. So, you know, let's think about it. We'll do an unboxing. So I'm really fast on my mic. We'll do an unbagging, where we take the plushies outside of the plastic prisons. Which should we start with? Should we start with the Riot Arcane Lapin? Wow, it's got my name, Vi's Bunny Plush. 100% polyester fiber. Retailer, address, manufacturer. It's got stuff in Chinese as well. I guess it was probably made in China, Shenzhen. Okay, makes sense. How do we open this properly? I'm just trying to see like where the tear or wherever it goes. It looks like it's in here. It looks like it's an internal one. What a weird bag design. Oh no, it's a flap. Okay, that makes way more sense. Because obviously you got to keep these bags. You know, they might be useful here and there. Who knows? Kind of depends what you use them for. Yeah, just sort of like slowly trying to get this open. And then we'll bring out the violet. Willow rabbit. I think this rabbit is really cute, by the way. I would say, like, I feel like plushies have been on like such a rise lately. There's that company which like do these like Kickstarter etc. things or plushies or whatever. And I don't know actually if that's what the final product of those plushies look like, but they've nailed like whatever formula they have for being able to generate like decent looking plushies, in my opinion, which actually look like the source material. I don't know if Riot's probably using the same manufacturer or whatever, but I was thinking about this the other day, whereas like these like small creators, or maybe not small, but like smaller creators can get like these really nice looking plushies still on this place. I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm always happy for plushies which actually look relatively accurate to the material. The thing is, I don't remember this plushie or Vi's bunny at all from the show. So I think it's just a good plushie. I always say the arms are not stuffed, which I did not expect. But I don't know if they're floppy in the actual show or whatever. Vi's bunny. Arcane. Oh, it does have quite floppy arms in the show. Although it does look like it actually has plush things in it. And it's got stitchings which kind of match it. So it's not exactly the same. It's more like a stylized, shorter version. But to be fair, this one is actually, you know, you can get the same sort of love put into it. It's not as dirty, I guess. Because the one in the show obviously is a very sort of like well-loved plushie, isn't it? This one's a bit more of a merchandising one. I think it's honestly very good. It's very cute. I think it's done well. But shame I couldn't actually remember it at all, because I looked at it when I saw both Violet and the Axolotl one. The Axolotl one I vaguely remembered, but the Violet Bunny I was like, oh, this must be a thing which like takes place in season 2 or something. It must be important, like plot point. But I don't remember. Powder hangs a bunny toy Vi gave her in front of her work desk. Oh yeah. I generally don't remember it. So that's a pretty good one. Thumbs up for me. What about this next one? It's Pink Axolotl. What's it called? It's called Rio Plush. I don't really remember Rio, but this one I thought was like funny story, I suppose. While I was trying to buy it, like I was trying to buy it, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna try and speak French with this because I'm just like peluche Leo d'Arcane. I'm like, and it's a thing where I'm just like, I don't know. Like I will try and speak the language if I know a bit of a language, but I'm like, I can see this being very complicated for me to try and navigate in French. Because some things you can navigate even if you don't know the language particularly well. You just need the basic phrases and then they'll reply. And if you expect a reply, you're like, yeah. And then they say something else and you're like, okay, I don't know what you're saying anymore. So there's some conversations I navigated in French, but a lot of them obviously I did in English. And this was one where I was just like, oh no, I'm failing at opening this bag as neatly as I did the Violet Bunny one. Oh, whatever, it's... As long as I keep the opening near the opening, should be fine. But this one's of Rio. I take it out. It's probably of like a similar build quality, I think, to the other one. It's very cute. It's a much more cutified version than Rio. Basically like a long tube, I would say. Oh, there's a bit of thread which is loose here. I should get a refund. But yeah, when I was buying it, I was showing the person who worked at the store, being like, I want this, this, and this. And then he looked like he got like the violet one, and he got the Elder Dragon, and it was all good. But he looked at the Rio one, and he was like, "What is this? Like, we don't have this one here." And I was just like, "Oh." Like, I assumed that it was like, oh, that means, oh, this one's out of stock. There's no more of the Rio one. I was like, oh, that's a shame. I quite like that one. But internally, I was also like, what do you mean you're out? You don't have this one here? Like, I took this photo of a sign literally outside the little cart thing you had. But then it was just basically a mistranslation. Or I think he didn't understand what he was looking at. Because it was like, oh, he later was like, oh, we only have like the blue dragon, pink dragon, rabbit, and Vampiro. Those are the only plushies we have. And I was like, wait, pink dragon? Pink dragon, do you mean Rio? like this one. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, no, that's the one I wanted. So then I apologized because I was like, oh man, like, sorry. Because we had done the transaction at that point, and it wasn't until afterwards it clicked in my head. I was like, wait, pink dragon? Do you mean this? But it was a funny story, I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe he found it less funny. He was probably like, oh my god, customers ever worse. In which case, I can only apologise, because that was kind of my fault. Maybe I should have tried it in French, and then he would have been like, oh, peluche de Rio. It would have made sense. The Zelda Dragon's one, I think you can just get on the League store, but I bought it because I was like, this is so cute. It is pretty cute. It looks like it's a dragon with like a full-on like lion beard sort of thing going on. So it's got a different like riot label on it. I don't know where I'm going to put these. This is the increasing problem I'm having. Is the fact that I'm running out of places to put my plushies because so many other things take up stuff in my room. Like I've got this new shelf in now to put my makeup on. But I haven't even put all my makeup on there because I can't fit all my makeup on there. And I wanted to put my makeup on there so I could free it up from this other bookshelf. And then this other bookshelf I can put some plushies on. But that's yet to pass. So instead what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to get like another shelf above the current shelf I have of plushies to put more plushies on. Because what I was doing before was I was doing a very precarious balancing act of putting all the plushies slowly up and up and up on that shelf. Because it's like, I want to put my plushies in reasonable places. Like, one other big thing as well is I need to clean up the stuff around my piano. Because I'm like, it's a big deterrent to actually, like, playing a piano where it's like, oh, I want to go play it, oh, but I have to clear all this stuff up. So, yeah, we went to see the World's Quarterfinals. It was a great match. Spoilers, Billy beat, Hanwha, 3-1. I was kind of rooting for Hanwha because that's who I picked in my pick'ems. I didn't know who they were, but I was just like, Korean team, sure, go. Sometimes it works. Like the one time I predicted DRX to win the entire thing. But yeah, Weibo versus Billy happened today. I picked for Weibo because I was just like, yeah, why not root for the underdog? Apparently Billy smashed them, so tough for that. I don't think I'm leading anymore in my friend's personal leaderboards. No, I dropped so far. Whatever. I was only up there in the first place because I'm doing like weird picks. It wasn't even that weird a pick. It was just I just got the quarterfinals decently close. And the Swiss, what did I do for the Swiss? Yeah, I don't know. But anywho, there we go. We got the plushies there. League finals. Worlds 2024. World 2024 quarterfinals. We got to see one in person. Would it be cool to see more? Maybe. I guess. I don't think I'm a big enough Worlds fan to be like, yeah, I want to see them all. But I think it's a very cool experience. I'm gonna get my scissors. I'm gonna cut off this spare thread. And I'm gonna go record some Stray, maybe? I'm not sure. I need to record something. But anywho, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.